good company this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to News and Views with Fazl and Franceman Talib on Salam Media. In this segment, we're going to focus on our spirituality. So, as Ramadan draws to a close, we have to ask a lot of questions because Ramadan was a month of, it was a school essentially, a training academy to build up our spirituality. And obviously, now as the month comes to an end, we have to unpack how do we sustain some of the good acts of worship that we've engaged in throughout the rest of the year. So, to help me and you unpack that, we have Appa, Ruwayda, Haroun, Begg, who is joining us. Assalamu alaikum, sister. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am well, alhamdulillah. How are you, Sister Fazlin?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. So, Sister Ruwayda, you know, the month of Ramadan is coming to an end. And I think most of us have gone through a bit of a spiritual high, just with all the acts of ibadah that we've engaged in. Now, with the month coming to end, I think there's a lot of anxiety with a lot of people in terms of how do I maintain that, what I've built up in this month? How do I prevent myself from being distracted again from the world?
So, Sister Fazlan, when we started the month of Ramadan, one of the Maulanas I work with, he had a picture up on his WhatsApp status that sort of set the tone for this topic. The picture said, "Why is Islam so difficult and strict?" And the answers to that was, Suhoor is proof that you can wake up for Fajr. Tarawih is proof that we can pray at night. And fasting is proof that we can stop our bad habits. So that being said, that really, I took to that. And I felt that those are the types of things that when we look at it in hindsight, leaving the month behind, we know that we can wake up for Fajr. We know that we can pray in the night. And we know that there are ways that we can limit ourselves, right? But the second part of that picture said, in conclusion, you are living proof that you can become the best version of yourself. Yes, I can agree with that. But lastly, it said, Islam is not difficult and strict, but your goals are too small. So when we're talking about somebody's goals, we are not all coming from the same backgrounds. Not all of us grew up in homes where Quran was recited all the time. Not all of us grew up in homes where Salah was being practiced. So for me, I feel even dhikr for that matter, dhikrullah, people just, you don't have that in some homes. We all come from different places, right? So it's up to us to rectify that. So as a person, this month has, like you said, been a month of learning, been a month of preparation. And just because the month is ending, you also now make a new intention. And that's a very popular hadith that your actions are judged by your intentions. So you then now make intention and you start off small. That's why I said the last part of that picture sort of bothered me, because you cannot tell somebody that their goals are too small. People try and start off small. So with this month, it's been a struggle for women to wear their scarves. It's been a struggle for women to dress more modestly. It's been a struggle for men to lower their gaze. It's been a struggle to stop intermingling. So when we're starting off small, those people might, depending on your background, people see those as small things. Just when we say we're starting small and your intention is small, the alarm that you have on your phone that was set for suhoor, for seri time, you can adjust that alarm just a little bit. and you can make sure that you stand up for Fajr.
mm,
You
mm,
don't need to stop that.
mm,
The alarm that the not even the alarm, the little tiny dhikr counter that you have, the tasbih that you have, you
mm,
can keep that with you. You don't
mm,
need to leave it at home. That thing being on your finger is a reminder.
mm,
And eventually we make near that, you know what? Eventually I won't need this thing to remind me to make dhikr, but for now, keep it there.
mm,
Keep it
mm,
with you. That is something that will remind you. It will keep the consistency, right? The application you had on your phone that is reminding you of the salah times. At work, some people's workplaces have salah facilities, right? And especially the men, you don't want to come home and have to make all your salahs at home. So people have been using the salah facilities at work more
mm,
often. Don't stop that.
mm,
Take the time, take that 5 minutes, take that 10 minutes, go and make your salah.
mm,
It, it's not to say that, oh, it's going to be easy.
mm,
But if you could do it during the month of Ramadan and that application was there for you to remind you it is now Dhuhr, it is now Asr, you can still take that few minutes and go and make your salah. That dhikr
mm,
count, that tasbih that you have around your arm on your finger, keep the reminder there so that you still increase your dhikr.
mm,
Your alarms that you set for Fajr, keep your alarm there.
mm,
Allow yourself to keep in place what you've put in place this month. And like I said, we are starting small.
mm,
As we move forward, you make your intention that, Ya Allah, allow me to be consistent. And
mm,
that is the one thing. Allah is not expecting us to be perfect. We cannot be perfect, but
mm,
there is an expectation to try. We
mm,
keep
mm.
on trying to move towards Allah, and that is something that we all know. If you take one step towards Allah, Allah comes running towards you.
Mm, mm.
So this
So,
month,
so
yeah, Maf.
no, Maf, go ahead. No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
So I wanted to latch on to what you said. You started off at the beginning saying that everybody is at a different trajectory, everybody's in a different place. And that's such an important thing, because sometimes, and let's use ourselves as an example. Sometimes somebody watches this program and think, okay, they're both wearing niqab, so they're on a different level. But the reality is despite where we are on our trajectory, all of us are facing challenges. There are challenges that come with wearing niqab. There are challenges, that come with wearing hijab. As you said, there are challenges as simply as, praying in the workspace. So the challenge never decreases. In actual fact, I would like to say that it's very often they increase as you try to do more, because that is obviously the test. But now for the person that is watching out there, that let's say this Ramadan has been the first Ramadan that they fasted the month of, the whole month, and they've made an attempt to pray regularly. What do we say to that person to keep them motivated and to keep them on this path? Because it's the world is full of distractions, and there's many things that is pulling people in a million of different directions. And so the question is how do we help people when they've taken those little steps, which in actual fact, as you said, are actually big steps for them. It might seem small to other people, but they're big steps because I read this book called Atomic Habits that says that if you change one small thing every day for 365 days, you've actually changed a hell of a lot over a year. And so even if you just put your alarm every day for Fajr, by the end of that year, you're definitely up for Fajr, and it has obviously become a habit. So, what words of inspiration I think do you have for somebody that's really tried this month, that is perhaps coming from a space of having been in not been that religious?
So, like you said, Fazlan, people look at us, the two of us now. Oh, we're both in niqab. on a different level. You That's the one thing that people need to understand. Just because you wear your scarf, it doesn't put you on a different level. Just
Correct.
because your face is covered, it doesn't put you on a different level, right?
Correct.
So I saw a post the other day, somebody, a revert, he was trying on his kurta. He bought himself a new salah top. It was the first one that he had ever bought.
Mm,
And the comments were, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, may Allah grant that you have many more. This and but there were also comments, brother, that needs to be shortened. Why
mm,
so fancy? Why?
mm,
And I was like, this is not what we're trying to do. That we can
mm,
do in person. That is something you message something about personally. That's not something you put out there to discourage, right?
mm, mm,
And social media is one way where you're saying to encourage, right? So during the month of Ramadan, everybody is sending out, myself included, the daily du'as
mm,
for every single day. I would say if you know of people who have struggled, and I, because of the people that I've come into contact with, because of the people who I've taught, because of people that I meet on the street, the community that I stay in, we know who it is. Most people also think, oh no, that message that I send every day, it's so useless. People don't even read it. People don't even open my picture. The thing
mm,
is, that little words of encouragement is something that can be used to encourage
mm,
the person to carry on. It reminds them. So even though, like you said, the challenges become more, your employer becomes a bit more lenient on you because it's Ramadan. So
mm,
now you are allowed to do certain things. Now Ramadan has ended and they're looking for you for that time that you're supposed to be making salah. Or you don't have that time for dhikr. You don't even have that time to read your Quran anymore.
mm,
The little bits of reminders, right? The social media can be so much of an help
mm,
concerning, like, for example, WhatsApp. On a Friday morning, send that 3 minute sound, voice note, audio clip of the 1,000 salawat.
mm,
Send the Jumu'ah Mubarak message. You don't need to say Jumu'ah Mubarak. You can send a nice nasiha. In the morning after Fajr, send a message because not everybody is going to make use of it, but the
mm,
people who need it will actually appreciate it.
mm,
So, for consistency, like you said, change one small thing every day. After 21 days, it has been proven that if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit.
mm, mm,
Everybody was able to do something consistently for 21 days concerning the ladies now. But if you actually want to do something, you start off, like you said, small. And every day you change one small thing. I'm
mm,
going back now thinking about my kids' homework.
mm,
The time that they were doing homework, I would be sitting and reading Quran because they didn't I didn't need to cook at that
mm,
point. So now it's going back to normal. I'm going to have to be cooking. Where do I get that time? Even at work, things are getting busier again. I'm not able to go into the salah room at that specific time because
mm,
meetings during the time is just ridiculous. If you make the change and you say, you know what, for this time, I'm still going to do this. That's why I said your consistency, and Sister Fazan, you are 100% correct. Every day, make a small change. And you don't even need to make the change in different things.
mm,
Because again, Allah doesn't ask you to be perfect. Your conviction, you can actually just be doing one thing. So this is completely I don't even want to say this, but for example, your scarf, right? So for Ramadan, everybody, you are wearing your turban. So you're wearing the turban caps, you're wearing turban caps, different styles, different styles. And now that the month has ended, so are you leaving the scarf behind? Is it difficult? Yes. But also, you can try. You just try with something small. So even if it is just that Fajr alarm as your small start, then keep your Fajr alarm as your small
Mm,
start. And make
mm,
sure that by the end of the year, your alarm doesn't even need to go off anymore. You are already
mm,
awake for Fajr.
mm.
Sister,
So,
yes.
yeah, no, so I just wanted to say shukran so much, Appa Ruwayda. Our time, unfortunately, has come to an end. But this has been such an important discussion. It's been such an important input that, we've built up these habits in the month of Ramadan. And now it's a matter of continuing the small efforts that we make throughout the year. So shukran so much, Appa Ruwayda, and we hope to have you back again, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's been a